Good morning. It's Thursday, January 29th. Holy crap, 2015. My name is Chris, and this is Tech Talk Today, episode 124. I didn't even look at the date until I went to go start this show and realized, where the hell did January go? Well, I mean, we almost have an episode for most of the days, so I could probably tell you. Today, we're going to talk about a whole range of stuff. We're going to start with some app news, so don't freak out. Don't bail on me if you don't like the app news, because it's only the first two stories. And then we're going to get into some interesting and maybe not so interesting stuff. And to help me sort through all of it is our Mumble Room. Time-appropriate greetings, Mumble Room.
Hello.
Hello.
You know, you're right. This month did fly.
Right? I know. And, it was the birthday month for me, so I think that made it go fast because once the birthday comes, I just don't care. And then, whoa, all of a sudden, it's almost over. And I realized that on Sunday, it'll be Noah's first episode of the Linux Action Show, and it'll be on the 1st of February. It's also big show, the big game, Super Bowl Sunday.
That's right.
Which happens after last, so nobody has an excuse to miss last and faux show. I mean, I know you got party stuff to do,
faux show too.
But if you're getting your party ready, just put the jblive.tv live stream up on your Roku and watch along as you get ready for your party, because we're going to have some good shows. All right. Speaking of parties, Microsoft's having a party today. They're launching stuff for Android. You know, that competing operating system? Microsoft today launched Office and Outlook for Android and iOS. Okay. Not a lot to say here in my perspective, other than I think it's kind of a huge deal that Microsoft is creating Java applications for the ARM platform, requiring Android 4.4 or later, but for Android. And I just, when I think of this thing, this to me seems like a really huge deal, because this is definitely a position that Microsoft wasn't in a while ago. So would I ever use it, though? I don't know. Anybody in the Mumble Room thinking about picking up Office for their tablet?
No.
Would anybody do LibreOffice if it was, say, fully touch-ready and all that?
Probably.
I already do it. I just hook up a mouse and keyboard to my tablet.
Yeah.
Well, I already have a keyboard to my tablet, so...
You guys are like you guys are so untypical. It's not even like funny. It's actually very funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Yeah. So I know for me, totally not useful. But I do know for a lot of people, having this kind of functionality, even if it's just be able to review data when they're on the go on their mobile device, is pretty killer. And to be honest, I look at this as one more thing that sort of alleviates the need for a Windows PC. I don't think it's a great product. I don't think it's worth much. I don't think it's worth a subscription. And I don't plan to install it. But I'm sure as far as overall design went, I'm sure they did a decent enough job, and it keeps you in the game on the go, not having to have a Windows laptop with you. Right? That's good.
It does. It's definitely ultra portable.
Yeah. And what's interesting too is Android. I would love to know how they're developing the iOS and Android versions. I know that's a little geeky, and more than they're going to share, but two very different platforms. What tools is Microsoft using to build Office for both these? Are they writing them separately? Do they have... I mean, so in the old Microsoft setup, the way I've seen Microsoft before, they'd have different divisions for different platforms. So you'd have your Mac business unit, you'd have something for the Linux Unix group, you'd have all these things segmented out. And they didn't really share code back then. They would be completely separate code bases for the most part. I don't know if that's changed now that you have modern UI elements. And if Microsoft... Yeah?
Well, one thing about the job market that I've seen is that they've found ways to make the job market work by having the same person for multiple things. So it's probably the same division doing it, and
right.
They're probably just doing it themselves.
I think too, there's a very good chance that that they are using some tool set that lets them build at least the back end commonly, and then they just maybe design the front end. Because there does seem to be differences between the Android and iOS version, so it's not the same UI. So my bet is they're sharing a common back end, and then they're splitting up the front end. But I'd still love to know the technical details and how they do that, because this is something that a lot of developers would like to pull off. And if Microsoft has a tool set and a tool chain that's doing this right now, it's probably pretty competitive. So anyways, it's out now if you guys want to get it. Also, OneNote's out for Android.
Yeah, OneNote's been out a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I can see my wife actually using this because she is a long-time Hotmail user. So I'm sure that Outlook for the tablet would integrate very well with that.
I've been using OneNote a bit on Android. It's actually okay.
Yeah, OneNote's not bad. And maybe Outlook on mobile. Maybe it's not bad. I don't know. I've never used it. Not a huge fan of desktop one, but yeah, I might. You know what? Maybe I just don't want to junk up my machines. But maybe I should give it a go. I don't even know. Like, I don't really even have a current Android tablet. I mean, I could. This is why I should get a new large screen phone, and I'll just have a phablet. Okay, so while we're in the app stuff, and then we'll get out of apps. You guys familiar with Airbnb?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
It's kind of like Uber, but only for homes and way classier. It has a much better reputation, a much stronger community, and it is. I'll pull it up right now. It is so cool. I actually tried it out semi-recently just to have like a 1 day off, just to sort of unplug and recharge and then come back the next day. And it is super neat because essentially anybody can go up there and set their house up for somebody to come and use and rent. And the Airbnb website manages all of the back end, like the community aspect, the social network, the find, the discovery, the reviews. So you can review the house, they review you, just like an Uber. And so, here's, for example, let's say I was going to go to Portland. Very possible, right? Because that's just a train ride away. You can go in here and find a bunch of really, really amazing places to stay in Portland. And I mean, we're talking like incredible places for incredible prices. Entire houses for $150 a night, and it's like a beautiful. Like, here's one we're looking at right here. A 3-bedroom house on the beach. $150, right? And they have lots of great pictures that you can go through and look at and be all skeptical. And then you can go read the reviews. Oh man, this looks gorgeous. Oh, look at that shower. That is sweet.
Okay, I just bookmarked that ass.
Yeah. So Airbnb. So, and also, of course, it started as really kind of an app. And so I used it, and it includes a chat system. When I got there, I sent them a message and I said, hey, so first I was running a little late. So I said, I was going to be there at 5, but I'm going to be there at 7 instead. And they're like, okay, no problem, that's great. And the only reason I let them know is because, then they unlocked the door for me and they went in and started a fire. And then they left because it was on a property next to their house. And it was really just sort of, but it was nice and private. And so when I was all done, I sent them a message again saying, thanks, I'm all done, I'm out of here. And I left. I never saw them. All the payment was handled through the website and the app. It's a really cool service. And you can find a lot of amazing places when you go, when you're traveling. But don't everybody use it because I want all the places to be available to me. So when I go out and travel, I have houses to stay in.
So you just told the world about it.
Yeah, but I don't want you guys to use it, okay? Don't use it. Or put your place on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. So where was I going with this long expose on Airbnb? Well, just like Airbnb is houses, like Uber is for cars, how about a brand new app that'll help you find bathrooms when you gotta pee? Huh? Airbnb. That's right. It's a brand new app where people can put their bathrooms and, of course, do reviews of the bathrooms. People review the bathroom user. And, it's in early stages right now, but it is in testing. And there's an article
a diagram of a bladder on that side?
Yeah. Well, that's to give you an idea how it works there, Eric. You see, it's a visualization, right? Yeah. It's a great logo, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't this a great logo? So this is Airbnb. Yep. And you can it's a crowdsourced bathroom emergency app is how they frame it. It has the potential to force far more entrenched than any tax commission. This is way worse than anything like Uber has done to the cars. I mean, this is truly revolutionary. This is truly gonna what do they always say? Not revolutionize, disrupt. This is gonna disrupt the bathroom industry for sure. I don't know. I don't know if this is a joke or not. It's only available like in New York right now, I think. But you know what? If you're going to do it somewhere, New York's not a bad place. They have other places they want to go to, like New Orleans and stuff like that. So yeah, there you go. We're looking at the.
I'm waiting for AirPoop and poop.
I'm looking at the UI right now on this BuzzFeed article, and the UI actually looks pretty good too. It's a bathroom with a toilet paper sink, and paper towels. Check if this restroom is available. And then some of them have pictures. $5 charge if you need to use this emergency bathroom. So you could rent out your own bathroom, you see? And you could make a little money doing this. What do you think? Huh? Disruption, right? Pay to P. See, the button says pay to P. How great is this? How great is this? And you get maps, and it'll do nav. It'll do nav. You also can call them. It'll arrange the call. You get front door pictures, so that way you know it's the right place to go into. This is a pretty sophisticated system. Airbnb. I think it's going to be big. All right, that wraps up our app section.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
That's right. Maybe you'll pay $5. So if anybody listening in New York has a chance to review that and would like to join us, jblive.tv, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. We have an open Mumble room, or you can do the chat room too and give us your review. All right, here's what I'm excited about. Of course, go figure, I get a new laptop. And Intel announces Broadwell V Pro processors that will have wireless docking and more. What? Yeah, we've seen this kind of before, but this is actually going to be like built in, supported by the Intel chip. And I guess it's probably the whole suite of chipsets. It can't be just the processor. But they're going to try to standardize wireless docking for laptops. I think this could be fantastic. Have you guys ever played with any wireless laptop docks before? There's been a couple on the market. No. Okay, Dell had...
I've only played with the convertible,
Yeah, the standard kind of, yeah. Dell had an actually really cool wireless dock.
The convertible, yeah.
Dell one even did, video. They're using, I don't know if it was using WiDi or what it was using to do wireless video, but the Dell one did that. So Intel's going to tie together what they call Pro WiDi. So this might be more in the business class initially, I'm guessing. And a few of the other Intel management, including Intel Identity Protection technology for whatever reason, including the option to have multi-factor authentication with the dock. This is fascinating, but I don't quite know what they mean with that. They say the Intel wireless dock will connect and disconnect from the wireless dock even if the device is open, closed, or in sleep mode. Anyone who has had to mess around with the dock before is going to appreciate how nice it is just to be able to sit the laptop down on a surface and have everything connect. That is so cool, and especially if you can do charging in video. And USB 3.0 too would be a great question. Intel wireless docking is also going to have 802.11ad, 60 gigahertz radio frequency with a total bandwidth of 7 gigabits. All data passed between the dock and the device is protected with 128-bit AES hardware encryption. 2 monitors plus USB 3 are supported. So that's... I mean, Intel has shown a video of it working, but that's pretty impressive. Could be limiting, but you get video and USB 3.0. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay.
It's like taking convergence to the next level.
Yeah, and you could see how some high-end laptops would love to have that built in. That'd be a great feature. All right, so let's talk about Canada. We don't talk about Canada too much. They finally got their time in the limelight thanks to some Edward Snowden documents. Now, this is, I don't believe, a new set of disclosures like people are reporting, but I actually think this is the original set that people are just still going through and now reporting on. So this article comes from The Intercept. That's Glenn Greenwald's operation, also written by Ryan Gallagher. So they are talking about Canada's monitoring system, a global surveillance dragnet over almost all file downloads from pretty much any even semi-popular download website. The covert operation was revealed Wednesday by the CBC News in collaboration with The Intercept. What they show is there are taps into internet cables and that there's an analysis of records up to 15 million downloads a day at the time of this disclosure from many popular websites used to share videos, photographs, music, and other files. According to the documents, the Levitation program, that's the name of it, Levitation, can monitor downloads in several countries across Europe, the Middle East, North Africa, and North America. It's led by the Communications Security Establishment, or the CSE. Oh, that's a good one. Canada's equivalent of the NSA. Surprise, surprise. Here was a quote from Robert Dilbert, the director of University of Toronto-based internet security think tank Citizen Lab. He said, Levitation illustrates a giant X-ray machine all over our digital lives. He says, every single thing you do, in this case, uploading or downloading files to these sites, that act is being archived, collected, and analyzed. Dilbert then went on to say that after reviewing the documents about online spying for the CBC, he was pretty surprised. David Christopher, a spokesman for Vancouver-based Open Internet Advocacy Group, said that this surveillance showed robust action and was needed to rein in the Canadian agency's operations. He says these revelations make it clear that the CSE engages in large-scale warrantless surveillance of our private online activities, despite repeated government assurances to the contrary. I agree with that. In the top secret PowerPoint presentation dated from mid-2012, an analysis from the agency jokes about how, while hunting for extremists, them terrorists, the levitation system gets clogged up with information on, innocuous downloads like Glee, the TV show. CSE finds some 315 interesting downloads each month. Let's hold on that for a second. The CSE finds 350 interesting downloads each month. These assholes are watching how many damn countries, and they're only picking out 300. I mean, at what point do you say that violation it doesn't warrant the return on that violation doesn't warrant it? Like the ends are not justifying the means in this case. Like in some cases, you could almost see them making that argument, but in this case, 350. It just, anyways. I mean, I guess you could take that two ways and say it's a good thing too. But to me, it seems. It seems like they are doing such massive violation of people's privacy for such minimal results. The presentation notes that a number amounts to less than 0.0001% of the total collected data. So
yeah, I was totally about to go devil's advocate on you, but you
blame Canada. Blame Canada.
No, they that is actually the question that's being asked up here right now. Is it worth it? And they have asked, did from all this information that you've gotten, what has it actually gotten you? Or what has it gotten anybody? They have confirmed that there were 2 cases that this actually led to some sort of prosecution, but they haven't said anything else or given any more details about it.
And also, my next question would be, okay, so how much of that are you sharing and who are you sharing it with? Because I know that there's some bilateral sharing agreements that exist between these agencies.
Yeah. From what I was hearing, the sharing of information becomes anonymized, at least for Canadian, in the issue of Canadian citizens. We will share that, this occurred, but until they actually request more specific information to be dug into, then it just gets swept away.
All right, Spazzy C, you are going to be our on-the-scene reporter. Let me know if there's any changes with this that you see, and I'll watch it too, okay? We'll work on it together. We have one last story to get to before we get out of here for our Thursday day. You guys might have heard about this drone that flew into the White House property and crash landed on the lawn because the guy was drunk. You may or may not have heard of that, but it did happen.
What?
Yeah, it did. It didn't run the story because it just didn't seem like a big deal. But after the incident, the manufacturer of that drone has decided to send out a update that will essentially just disable it in the DC area. So that's going to be the fix. Is the vendor? Yeah, I'm just going to turn it off. Just going to turn it off. So there you go. And I'll have links in that if you are interested. We were trying to get to 440 patrons over at TechTalk or patreon.com/today. We were only at 438. We're trying to get to 440. That'd be really awesome if we can get there as we work towards some new goals here and line things up for 2015. That's a great way to support the network. Don't forget, we're live. We have one more day. No, 2 more days. That's right. I do the show on Friday. Better update my calendar. I think I did. We have 2 more days. jblive.tv, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. techtalktoday.reddit.com is where you can go to make the show even better. And by popular request, one more John Cleese commercial. Last one, guys. Last one. I know. Like, the chat room's like mixed, 50-50, but I got some encouraging comments last night, and I don't think I played this one, and then we're all done. Then I'm gonna delete them, because I know half of you hate them. So, I'm going to play that next. Thanks for being here. See you tomorrow, everybody. Tech Snap, just a little bit. If you're on the live stream, join us for a great Tech Snap coming up. I'm going to see if I can get Alan to talk about the ghost vulnerability that we covered in yesterday's Tech Talk today. Tech Snap, Tech Talk. There's a lot of T's, you guys. There's a lot of T's. But join us for that. Thanks for being here, and enjoy the last, I promise, really, for this time, John Cleese commercial.
Hello, look, Compaq insists that I tell you about their new 386 computer, which they say is the most advanced desktop ever made, but they're still sticking to this cock and bull story about it being made from 386 chips and 32 bits of a bus. I mean, frankly, this is not credible. It's an insult to your intelligence. If I were you, I wouldn't watch this commercial. In fact, I'll switch over for you.
The Compaq Desk Pro 386, chips, buses, and compatibility.